need a lawyer, and you deserve an advocate. Because every accident has a ripple effect. It affects your time, your health, your ability to make money, everything. That's where the advocates can help. Thanks to our decades of experience, we know what your case is worth, and we'll fight to get you every penny you deserve. Consultations are simple and always free, because you're not just a client to us, you're a person, and you deserve the best help you can get. You deserve an advocate.
This is The Monty Show, the truth in sports talk streaming. When you want unbiased opinions about your favorite team without the spin, all you have to do is find The Monty Show, streaming live and available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on YouTube. And now, here's Monty.
Hey, The Monty Show, live on your YouTube machine, like a kickoff gone wrong. Or actually, it was a punt that screwed the 49ers. Whatever it is, Kyle Shanahan sucks as a play caller. Just kind of like Jake here on the Monty Show, presented by the Advocates. Hello. Yeah, I am choosing violence when it comes to the San Francisco 49ers losing the Super Bowl, because I feel like they did lose the Super Bowl, and I say that with all disrespect intended for Kansas City. What was Kyle Shanahan doing? And no, I don't care that he took the kickoff in overtime. What was Kyle Shanahan doing, calling all of those, pass plays and cutesy, fartsy little, trickery to start the third quarter? I feel like the San Francisco 49ers lost the Super Bowl to the Kansas City Chiefs because Kyle Shanahan was a terrible play caller in the second half.
Yeah, they completely got away from what they do best, which is getting their guys in time and space and allowing them to make plays. I mean, it really is not that difficult of a formula. You get a good start out of Brock Purdy. You are playing good defense, like you're in a great way. And
you have a great halftime show from Usher.
Yeah, like everything's rolling. And then the third quarter comes out, and you want to pass, and you want to do all these things that are not you, that maybe you have in the playbook, but are not what got you here. And we're sitting here watching the game last night, and I'm like, oh my God, hit pause. There's a bunch formation on the left side of the field, and what do you know? They run a play out of that, and they get like 10 yards out of it. Who knew? It's exactly what we talked about. The only problem is they didn't run that scheme often enough. And I kept saying, not just because I had CMC on Prize Picks and got absolutely piped. No, not because of that. Because every time they would run left with CMC, a pitch or a toss, whatever adjective you want to use, dude, throw it left to him and let him run. Whether it's the screen, whether it's out of the backfield, whatever. Get him out left. Every time they did that, it was 8 to 10 yards. And they only probably did it less than 10 times last night, for sure. I think probably like 5-6 times that I can remember. So, yeah, I mean, the idea that we're in the fourth quarter and you want to run the ball right when you've got one-on-one coverage outside to the left, it's your guy in a cornerback. I think it was McDuffie.
Yeah. And
you want to run right. Why?
Yeah, and you lost 3 yards on the play.
Like, holy
and
cow.
Kansas City was out of gas halfway through the third quarter, and you just never went back to the run until it was too late and Kansas City had taken the lead. And then you have the gaff on the punt return, and it's an impossible play. We can all blame the rookie that got hit with the ball by the 49ers for the 49ers. That's an impossible play. You're never going to hear the alert to get out of the way. Like, you're never going to hear that stuff. And it was a fortuitous bounce for the Kansas City Chiefs, and they won the game. But the San Francisco 49ers, if you are a 49er fan, your worst fears became reality because Kyle Shanahan cost you the Super Bowl, period. And again, it has nothing to do with whether he took the opening kickoff in overtime. It doesn't matter to me. That third quarter is why the San Francisco 49ers are not Super Bowl champions. We all get obsessed with that overtime thing. Great. The third quarter play calling killed this football team, and it didn't even as much as keep the Chiefs or give the Chiefs opportunities. It kept them from falling further behind. So they were able to use their entire playbook. It should never have gone to overtime. You should have been far more aggressive with Christian McCaffrey. And we're talking about a 49er Super Bowl win, period. End of story. That's as simple as it is. And yet Kyle Shanahan tried to do, I'm not sure what, when you were dominating with Christian McCaffrey off left tackle. That's all you had to do. Those sweeps and those toss plays, I thought were working magic for the 49ers. I felt like they were absolutely chunking the Chiefs. They were getting 3 to 6 yards per carry on that. Now, sure, you got to run between the A's, but outside of that, they were dominating, absolutely dominating, even with the Deebo Samuel plays. And when he got hurt, I felt like Kyle Shanahan changed the playbook a little bit, and Jennings got far more opportunities, obviously. But where was George Kittle? Where were the routes to get George Kittle the football? The guy had 4 receiving yards the entire game. The entire game. Granted, the 4 yards was a huge first down, but you never got George Kittle involved in this. You never tried. You never schemed. I just thought it was a complete failure on the part of the 49ers. Now, as far as Patrick Mahomes goes, Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid win their 3rd Super Bowl together. This is a dynasty. There's no question about that. You cannot question the greatness of the Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick and Andy, I think, are phenomenal. But we need to stop this thing where we rip the New England Patriots, Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, so that we can prop up Patrick Mahomes. Like, we need to stop doing that. You're talking about a completely different era of football, and you're talking about a coach and a player that are elite unto themselves. Why do we have such a hard-on for comparing one to the other in this world?
Well, I think we just like to, it's just what we all love to do. I mean, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, hell, even hockey. I mean, we get these comparisons of like modern day guy chasing down history. And I think that's the storyline of sports fans we love. We love being able to say, hey, this guy is chasing down what this guy did 20 years ago, because what that guy did 20 years ago is the bar. And by the way, I just want to point out, they're only halfway there, man. But on the other side of the coin, they're halfway there. And I think, what is Pat, 28 years old, I think he is, or whatever it is. So they're in a great place. But I think that you have to be like, you have to have some respect for how different the game was when Tom played, meaning that it was much more physical than it is now in terms of quarterbacks being hit and the abuse you take. I still maintain that Tom Brady showed that he could do more with less. And I think Pat's going down that road now. We can put the Tyreek Hill nonsense to bed, right? We can put the hey, he doesn't have a superstar wide receiver nonsense to bed. He figured it out. They figured it out. And honestly, the last night's game, Patrick Mahomes obviously deserves a ton of credit for that final drive where they win the game, of course.
Yeah.
But I feel like last night's game really came down to Andy Reid and like you said, Kyle Shanahan. I felt like when it came down to it, Andy Reid was just more prepared. This corn dog play to win the game. Like, that's a great play. The
Mahomes runs.
Dude. The Mahomes
the design runs were really smart. And the problem is that the first half and the fourth quarter, you did anything you wanted to do, the 49ers did. I thought the Chiefs defense was out of shape and not prepared for what the 49ers brought offensively. So the scheme in general, I thought, by the 49ers and Kyle Shanahan was really good design. Andy Reid just outplay called Kyle Shanahan. And I think out-executed him, especially coming out of the third quarter break. I thought the fourth quarter, the Chiefs just executed at a much better level. Mm-hmm. And those design runs by Patrick Mahomes were sensational. Absolutely sensational. But I don't know how you, and I don't mean to keep going back to it. You dominated this Chiefs defense for long swaths of the game. Like the Chiefs had to blitz. They were in a position where in the first half they could not blitz. And you gave them the ability to blitz you in the fourth quarter by the way that you play called in the third. Like, it's mind-numbing that you dominated this Chiefs defense, which is a really good defense, right? And I think the mistakes that Snead made, the loss of emotional control that he had, opened doors for you. And, like, you had this Chiefs defense on the ropes, on their heels. Like, you dominated them.
Yeah.
And you tried to get cute in the third quarter, and I thought it really cost him.
And it was surprising. That was the biggest thing. Like, you see this type of behavior out of head coaches who, maybe, like the Dan Campbell situations, or like guys who maybe are a little bit inexperienced and, just the moment got them. The moment was a little too big for them. But this isn't Kyle Shanahan's first rodeo in this situation. And I'm a big believer, especially in the NFL. You got to get your best players the football. Get them the football and let them make plays. And keep it simple, man. That offensive line for the 49ers moves really well. We talked about it last week, how athletic they are. Yet we didn't see any of that. Hey, we're going to push everybody to the left or everybody to the right, and we're going to go hat on hat and beat you. We didn't see that really. And a lot of that, is credit to the Chiefs defense, but I just was really surprised. Like, even with Debo's hamstring situation, I was really surprised we weren't getting the Ayuk screen with CMC and Kittle blocking. Where was that last night? Like, where was any of that stuff?
Did not see, and I thought that ESPN did a great job breaking it down after the game. Did not see one single pin down block from George Kittle. Whatever Kyle Shanahan's plan to use George Kittle was, I don't understand it. Like, you just eliminated him from the game plan. There was a highlight package after the game, either on NFL Network, I think it was, where they showed that George Kittle was just wide open and Brock Purdy was never looking at him. There were two routes on the left side of the field. Kittle was standing wide open at one point on the Super Bowl logo. Purdy never looked at him. Now, granted, those two plays went for long completions. The one was that unbelievable throw to Brandon Ayuk. Mm-hmm. But I just don't understand how you don't build George Kittle into your offense, especially on those pin down plays. Like, they showed a bunch of highlights where you have that formation where there's that bunch on the left and Kittle comes in motion and just collapses the defensive end so that the tackle and guard can pull out and run block. And they never ran that play. Not one single time last night. It's crazy how we talk about the pressure that happens to football players. It's that same thing. Your commitment to the basics of football, which Andy Reid, I thought, was a master at last night, running Pacheco into the line repeatedly, very clearly proved to wear out Bosa mentally, which allowed Mahomes to get that big first down in overtime.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Great play calling. And Kyle Shanahan just didn't have it. But I'm curious about this comparison to the Patriots. Mm-hmm. And I understand that Patrick Mahomes and really, I think you have to put Travis Kelce in there. I think obviously Andy Reid, but this group led by Patrick Mahomes is a dynasty. There's no way to say it. He's got 3 rings. He's got 3 MVPs. They're all coming back next year. I think Travis Kelce, we'll see how long he can continue to labor, because that's what this was. I think that moment where he ran into Andy Reid on the sideline and yelled at him was an absolute moment of I don't even, it was as impactful as any moment in the game.
Yeah.
Because it got Travis Kelce into the game plan. And I think when you see that Travis Kelce wants to be on the field and Andy Reid wanted him off the field or called a personnel package without him, that never happened again throughout the game. And again, I give all the credit in the world to ESPN for pointing this out. That moment was an absolute game changer, and it's what you count on veterans for. And yelling at him, now the running into him obviously was too much, but they clearly have a coach-player relationship that allows that to happen without some massive meltdown.
Yeah.
And Andy Reid's experience and mental toughness, I thought really was on peak display there, because he easily could have gone back at Travis. He easily could have exiled Travis, but you're not going to do that to somebody of that stature. And I think Travis Kelce, what do you have, 90-something yards? Mm-hmm. It's a huge part of that second half.
And I think the passion, showing that type of passion early in the game is imperative. And I think that, early in this game, it was a little surprising how slow the Chiefs started offensively. And I think that's why Travis Kelce, did that, because they were not doing anything. I mean, the end of the first quarter gets here and we're 0-0. and the Chiefs haven't really done a damn thing.
Very conservative.
Yeah, like so I'm sitting here like, all right, like, yeah, the 49ers defense was obviously fresh and playing well, and they were getting home with a 4-man rush, and obviously on the broadcast they're showing the shell coverage they were playing. Like, yeah, they were making it difficult on Patrick Mahomes, no question about it. But the idea that Travis Kelce had in his head, like, hey, I need to do something here to get Andy Reid going, to get the play calling improved. And then he goes and does it, and what do we get? So it's a great play, and sometimes you need those plays. But I think there's no question about it. I mean, when I compare this team to those Patriots teams, the thing that really stands out to me the most is just the caliber of domination that you get. Like, hey, it's go time, it's winning time in the Super Bowl. We got to have this 4th down. And we decided to call a quarterback run with Patrick Mahomes. That was one of the most clutch play calls that I've seen. Brilliant offensive thoughts there to run him when you haven't run him all game. And Bosa's been keeping him in the pocket all night. And you go and get that 1st down, and that leads to you winning the game. So, yeah, I mean, I look at it and I say, yeah, this team is just as dominant as those teams were.
Yeah, and I have a lot of respect for Andy Reid. I mean, just the ability to call those plays, to execute as a head coach and a play caller in the biggest moments is very difficult to do. To be committed to the run with McKinnon last night over and over again, I thought was really wise. And then I just go back to the formula I've talked about all season long: quarterback, prolific tight end, garden variety running back. That's what wins you Super Bowls. I mean, and obviously you have to have the defensive players, and the difference between the Chiefs and the 49ers in personnel is very marginal. I mean, you're probably more talented defensively in San Francisco. Offensively, the difference is the quarterback, although congratulations to Brock Purdy. I thought he played an excellent game. I thought he shut up all the haters and the doubters. And can Brock Purdy do it? There's no question he can do it, and he did it. And I'm really happy for him. But obviously, Patrick Mahomes on offense is the difference maker, because defensively, the 49ers are better than the Chiefs. I think offensively, you are Kittle and Kelce are very similar weapons. I look at the running backs in this game. It's shocking that Kyle Shanahan didn't lean on CMC more. I thought the Jennings throwback, you want to talk about details. You had a backup right guard make the most important play for the 49ers in the Super Bowl.
Facts.
If he does not chip, and I think it was McDuffie running for the pick 6 there on Jennings' throwback to CMC. If that guard does not chip McDuffie going to that football, it's over. The Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl going away. Yet he did, and CMC scores.
Mm-hmm.
And I just thought it was a really critical moment. And I think that these two teams are incredibly even. I think they earn their way to this, but the Chiefs are just a little better because it always comes down to the quarterback.
Absolutely.
And it's why Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen are not there. It's no different than Jordan in his generation. It's no different than Tiger in his generation. Patrick Mahomes is the dominant player in the NFL right now. And you have two very even teams last night, and the quarterback made the difference for the Chiefs. And I really give all the credit in the world to Andy Reid for really dialing up play calling in the fourth quarter and overtime. That was a virtuoso performance by Andy Reid.
The ability to diagnose what the defense is doing, or even further than that, what the defense is like expecting, almost keying on, like what they're playing, like hedging towards. And then to be able on a 4th and 1, and I know it's only 1 yard, but the game ends if you don't get it. To be able to call the quarterback run there like that is insane football IQ. And I look at the Chiefs and moving forward, the only two guys that I would like to see match up against them, and obviously we're going to get it, is the Chargers. I'd like to see what that Charger team becomes and just how much they can push the Chiefs. And then, of course, Joe Burrow in Cincinnati. Joe Burrow being hurt this year,
Got to be healthy.
is crushing. And yeah, your best ability is your availability. And I think Joe Burrow is really the only other guy that I can think of in the AFC that would make any type of challenge towards Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I'm curious where the Chiefs go here because you're going to have to reload offensively. You're going to have to upgrade your wide receiver slots. I mean, you got some Hardman, Valdez Scantling, Kadarius Toney. Those are all guys you need to upgrade. And obviously, Mecole Hardman made an incredible play to win the Super Bowl with that catch. But you've got to give Patrick Mahomes, coming into now the back half of his prime, you've got to give him better weapons. And you have a tight end in Travis Kelce that can really play still, I think. But you've got to give him better weapons offensively, because if you can get them over the hump, and again, I just don't see that they ever replace Tyreek Hill, and you're still winning without him.
Yeah.
But if you can get a top off the defense guy, man, this offense is way better.
And that's the crazy part. And I feel like that's what when they called the quarterback run, that was what you needed to get those linebackers to come forward. Because once the linebackers came forward, you had so much more space to operate. And I know it was only like 30 yards to the end zone at that point, but all night they had been sitting, 7-8 yards away from the line of scrimmage instead of 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And that makes all the difference in the world. And so, yeah, I mean, you would think that they'd be able to go out and get somebody, a difference making wide receiver to put out wide.
You need a Justin Jefferson. You need think of the best receivers in the NFL. You need that guy.
Yeah.
And it'll be interesting to see. I think it's San Francisco, man. I don't know where you go from here, because you have all these weapons. Brandon Ayuk is an elite wide receiver. I don't know what you do with George Kittle at this point. Obviously, he was hurt late in the game. He was a non-factor. You just did not scheme for him. I don't know if you've lost confidence in him. I think that you wasted Christian McCaffrey in that third quarter. And so I ask myself, you have this elite defense. You have this great quarterback now that I think there's no doubt you can build on, and he will continue to improve. But it's the play calling.
Mm-hmm.
So are you just going to re-rack this? Are you going to, because the offensive line is solid now. I mean, you're going to have to, your left tackle's
got to be better.
You're a Hall of Famer, and you're false starting, and you're
holding.
Unbelievable. And I just don't know where you go from here. These losses are devastating. I mean, the idea that I just cannot believe that you did not run the football.
Yeah, I just don't know why the idea was, hey, we're going to go away from Christian McCaffrey running behind 3 of our best players on the outside. And that's what I couldn't get away from. Like, the Chiefs defense, while yes, it has speed, it's not fast enough to get to CMC before he's got 5 yards down the field.
Your offensive skill players are more talented than their linebackers and corners.
Yes.
Chris Jones, obviously, that interior was tired. I mean, they made great plays in overtime that did not allow Brock time to throw the football, which ultimately was a difference maker. But I'm just really surprised that Kyle Shanahan could not gather himself enough to make it's shocking.
Yeah.
It is really shocking that I don't know. And again, the model is quarterback, tight end, good, not great running backs. That's the model in this league.
Yeah.
And I think every elite team has that. Whether you look at the best teams, they all have really good tight ends and quarterback combinations. Whether it is now Lamar, obviously that's a different question. That's a different conversation. Yeah. But you look at the elite teams in the league this year, and they all had it. They all had it. And I just don't know what you do if you're the 49ers, because I still think George Kittle can play. I do. I think you have a really dominant defense. You have a really, I think, young, growing, maturing quarterback, and just really terrible play call. And I hate to keep going back to that.
Yeah, but it's why you lost. I mean, there's no way around it, dude. You were more talented than the Chiefs were, and you still lost. Like,
yeah.
There's no getting around it.
I don't know, man. It'll be really interesting to see how all this plays out with the Niners. But I thought it was a great Super Bowl. I thought the halftime show was fantastic.
Yeah, we need to stop hating on Usher and company, dude. Like Usher, Ludacris, Lil Jon, Alicia Keys.
Anybody that thought that was a bad halftime show doesn't know music.
Yeah.
And I understand that a lot of people are not, hip hop and R&B fans. Usher put on a show last night. And I thought that Luda and Lil Jon coming out was the crescendo. Alicia Keys, My Boo, the song that Alicia Keys did is My Boo, and she was, bro,
sensational.
She is, my God. How are there not more children in her life?
I'm for real.
Wow. Wow. She was amazing. I just thought Her was really good too.
Yeah.
On the guitar solo, the artist's name is Her. Like, she was great. I just thought the whole thing was awesome.
I also need to say this. Why do we need to do like all these different renditions of the national anthem? Can't we just have Reba stand there and sing an OG national anthem?
Do you know how many people lost money on the timing of that Super Bowl because she just won't shut?
Like, man.
First of all, if you're going to have that much plastic surgery, Reba, really probably wear a mask or a hood. That would really help us all be able to watch the national anthem. If I want to see the Joker, I'll watch The Dark Knight. Second of all, Post Malone, dude, I love your music. Why did you tattoo your face? Like, what was it? A moment of clarity afterward where you were like, damn, I don't know what you were doing. I don't know what you were doing there. Like, that was gnar, bro.
Yeah.
He song was America the Beautiful was good, but I didn't know jeans could be that too small for somebody to put them on. Post.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you, Ranger Rick?
I mean, do you not have a twig and berries down there that you're
twig and berries,
able,
dude?
You're able to be in that small of a crotch of a jean? I mean, I don't know what was worse, the crotch of his jeans or, Joker face singing the national anthem. Like, that was unbelievable. That was unbelievable.
Joker face.
Look, Reba. It's Reba, y'all. Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Schemers trying to control their little world.
We get it. They're going to run 1,000 commercials for your flip the chair around and give somebody a talent show thing.
Me?
But your face is fucked. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Dude. With all due respect. Is there somebody standing behind you?
With all due respect.
Like, do you have fishing wire that goes to the back of your head and somebody's standing behind you just pulling that fishing wire so you can smile? Because your face is dead. Like, I don't know what happened to you. You should get a refund from the plastic surgeon. Bro. Seriously. That or just play like.
Better send those refunds.
Again, and I'm asking for myself. Has anybody ever seen Jack Nicholson's Joker and Reba McEntire in the same room? I have, in the same place at the same time, in the same zip, in the same country at the same time. I'm going to say you haven't. You've never seen Jack Nicholson's Joker. But trust me when I say I don't believe it was Jack Nicholson. I think it was Reba McEntire.
Reba?
Because that face is just, I mean, I did not know that somebody could get hit by a 10-ton bulldozer and survive.
Who is that guy?
Okay.
Apologize to that man.
And Post Malone's jeans, that hurt my...
Yeah, that was awkwardly tight, dude. Like, I don't know how Buddy got into this.
You guys understand that Post Malone's package was trending on Twitter?
I don't know.
Because it looks so uncomfortably tight. And all of us dudes, listen, I wear a size 15 shoe, and I understand I could fit inside of a thimble, all of it. And I'm just like, okay. But even I cannot wear pants that tight. I cannot.
I didn't understand why we went the route of country when the Super Bowl is in Las Vegas. And I understand, hey, maybe it's because
Viva?
Usher is doing the halftime show, and that caters to a little bit different of an audience. And so we need to go, country music, low key to start the game, I guess. I don't know. But I'm telling you, there's nothing like when we get like military personnel or someone who can flat out sing the damn national anthem. That song is meant for someone with pipes. Like if Alicia Keys is singing the national anthem, I'm here for it. Like if she's doing an OG rendition, I'm here for it. But I'm not here for Fergie at the All-Star game, like just absolutely trashing the national anthem. And that's what I feel like we got last night.
I need somebody who doesn't look like a cartoon character to come out and belt out the national anthem.
I need Buddy from the United Center when the Hawks play in the playoffs.
Need somebody with pipes to come out and smash it.
Yes.
And what was it? Now, I admit that I am not hip and I am not cool.
Right.
My wife had to explain to me what BOTUS was.
BOTUS?
Beyonce of the United States.
What?
I thought the commercials were pretty good. I don't understand BOTUS. Now, I am also not somebody who understands the greatness of Beyonce. I understand you're married to Jay-Z, and that takes you a long way. Mommy, she was hot and hip before Jay-Z. Okay.
She's got music, dude. She's
whatever
music
gets
catalog.
you through the day and allows you to sleep at night. Jay-Z, and I don't mean Justin Zanuck. I mean like actually
the real Jay-Z.
Yeah. I don't understand the Beyonce hype. I don't get it. Is she hot? Is she talented? Overwhelmingly. But is she just
hot.
like...
I think she's classy. I think she's elegant.
Are you kidding me?
What? She's elegant, man. She's a good-looking lady, but she's not hot the same way that some of the other individuals at the Super Bowl were.
Have you seen her hips?
Okay.
Are you kidding me right now?
So you just said you don't understand the greatness of Beyonce, but now you're sitting here dying on the hill that she's hot.
Yes. She's amazing. I'm just not like, oh my God, BOTUS. I gotta go. I'm going home to get that BOTUS tonight, bitches. Like, I don't get it.
Dilly.
Yeah. BOTUS was trending on Twitter, and I was like, what did Dementia Donnie do now?
Dementia Donnie.
And speaking of which, did you guys see what is this, Joe? Joe? What is this?
Joe?
This is a real tweet from Joe Biden.
Infowars.com.
Or at least his staff and stuff. About the Super Bowl.
I thought this was funny, but...
I thought it was a massive troll job. But you just lost your shit over a special counsel's report yesterday, and today we're tweeting about how Taylor Swift and... Make up your mind, Joe, if you still have a mind. Make up your mind about what, because this right here ain't it. Like, what is Joe Biden doing? He's giving breath to, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are Democratic Party operatives.
My guy over here last night during the game is getting texts from certain individuals who are like, okay, they showed Taylor Swift and now the Chiefs fumbled. And that was 3 plays in a row where they showed Swift and there was a turnover. Like, guys, come on, dude.
Are we really? How were you okay with the Taylor Swift ratio as it was being called last night?
Yes, I thought they did a good job. I thought it was not too much. I thought it was really interesting, the dichotomy of individuals standing there with Taylor Swift. Really pleased to see Blake Lively on the TV.
Oh,
that
so
was
was
nice.
I.
That was very nice.
And if Blake Lively could jump up and down in celebration of Chiefs plays more often,
yes, that'd be
appreciated. But
yes.
I was pleasantly surprised that there was no Swelsey sighting on the podium. I was pleasantly surprised that we didn't have to see that ridiculous wreck of humanity, Brittany Mahomes, more than just for like 3 minutes. Like, I thought they handled it. Now, the Chiefs post party where Travis Kelce and like Taylor Swift were vacuum sealing their mouths and tongues together. Hey, man. Okay, you're at a party. I'm good with that. I just appreciated they ratioed Taylor Swift coverage last night so that it wasn't at a nauseating level.
I love the fact that on Twitter we get things like the Taylor Swift ratio.
Dude, I didn't need the Taylor Swift ratio.
Yeah, I thought they did a good job, though. I thought they showed her enough. Yeah.
They did. All right.
Okay.
How did you end up on Prize Picks last night?
Horrible.
Prize Picks. Oh, I won last night.
Horrible.
You're terrible at Prize Picks.
Dude, Kyle Shanahan is terrible at Prize Picks.
I would agree with that.
Give the damn ball to CMC.
8 yards short on a CMC.
Douche.
Converting on CMC.
Come on.
Prize Picks, the official daily fantasy partner of the Monty Show. I bet 50 to win 31.25 and it cashed last night on Prize Picks. Thank you to my friend Travis Kelce, 59.5. The over on that hit. Kyle Juszczyk, the first play of the game, the over on 4.5 rush receiving yards hit. He finished with 20. Screw you, Isaiah Pacheco, for getting tackled at the 4, which would have won me about 200 last night. But I'm telling you, Prize Picks Daily Fantasy, number one, pitchers and catchers have reported for spring training.
Let's go.
And the Cubs still have not signed a notable free agent because they just won't. Because I think Ryan Smith bought the Cubs, so now we don't.
Are they coming to Salt Lake too?
Spend any money.
Well, I know the Valley's thirsty for Major League Baseball, so you know.
And now the Cubs own a piece of the PGA Tour as well, so that's why the Waste Management Phoenix Open went to shit yesterday.
Dude.
But I'm just telling you, Prize Picks hasn't even gotten going yet. Football, I get it. College football and the NFL are over, boys. And NBA and Major League Baseball on Prize Picks, phenomenal. Lesser extent, golf. Golf is really difficult on Prize Picks, but I love it.
Waste management here in a little while.
We are coming up in 20 minutes. We got to talk about the Waste Management Phoenix Open. Download the Prize Picks app right now. We had a massive amount of Prize Picks downloads for the Super Bowl. You guys, let's go. If you have not downloaded Prize Picks, hook it up right now. Get the app. Go to prizepicks.com. Use the promo code Monty. They're going to give you 100% deposit matching if you use the promo code Monty, M-O-N-T-Y, Monty. Let's get those NBA Prize Picks rolling because I'm telling you, and just pick 3 players. That's it. 3 players, flex pick. You're going to win about 80% of the time, 85% of the time. If you know what you're doing and you're in the God tier, such as and like myself, you'll win about 4 out of 5 plays. If you're not in the God tier,
such as and like myself,
you're not ever going to win because you're terrible at Prize Picks. But it's only your money. It's fine.
Yeah.
You can sleep in my basement.
Whoever really, who's counting?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
McCack.
Now we're about to McCack. We're about to go to the comments section.
Yeah, are we going to choose violence in the comments section today?
Don't mess it up today, please.
Yeah, we'll see. Scott of Greywater Watch. Kelce committed elderly abuse with no repercussions.
What are you talking about, man?
I think, and I know that I've been involved in this happens all the time. Yeah. What happened between Travis Kelce and Andy Reid is not a big deal. That was blown up into something that it clearly was not.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think Andy Reid had any problem with it. I really don't. I truly do not. OG Gary, I watched a total of 10 minutes of the Super Bowl. Well, we appreciate you coming to the show.
Why did you not watch it? I think it's a fair question. So you're the one. You were too busy watching Arizona football practice. Is that what it was?
That must be it. Dakota Tubbs. The Chiefs are all about bend, don't break defense. No, we mean the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs, one of the most prolific blitzing pressure teams in the NFL. They're all about bend, don't break. No touchdowns by the 49ers besides the trick play, and the 49ers dominated? Absolutely. The Chiefs' defensive line was absolutely out of gas.
Yeah.
Done. Out of gas. And you look at the first 2.5 quarters of the game where the Chiefs got zero push.
Mm-hmm.
The interaction on the sideline that had more impact was Spagnuolo and Andy Reid arguing over blitzes. and why they couldn't blitz. And very clearly, you had Spagnuolo saying, we can't do that. You had a defensive line that was standing around watching the 49ers and could not get to Brock Purdy for 2.5 quarters. And then inexplicably, Kyle Shanahan stopped running the football, which I just don't understand.
Yeah, we're watching highlights here on ESPN. Yeah,
the San Francisco 49ers offensive line dominated that Chiefs front four.
Yeah.
Dominated them. And you stopped running the football in the third quarter.
And on the other side, the 49ers defensive line was getting home repeatedly. With 4 down linemen.
I think specifically your third down play calls were as bad as I have seen the 49ers all year. They have a pile of third down plays, especially third and less than 4, which they were in pretty much all night last night. And you ran this is a team that road grades you left.
Mm-hmm.
3rd and 3, you run B gap right and lost 2 yards. And the best part is Jones doesn't even have to move. Christian McCaffrey, they hand him the ball and he ran right into the B gap. You need 4 yards and you're running into the B gap when you average 6 yards of play on the toss sweep left. Craziness, absolute craziness. Let's see. Mike Smith, Travis was yelling at Andy to let him on the field so Swifty could see him make a play.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah, I probably don't think that's it. Pat looked clutch for the 10. I thought Patrick Mahomes was brilliant in the fourth quarter and overtime.
Yeah.
Those design runs where you give him the option to pitch it or run, he's unstoppable.
Lethal.
Unstoppable. Greenlaw's injury changed the game, to a lesser extent. I mean, he was, and if you didn't see it, Dre Greenlaw tore his Achilles tendon coming back onto the field, but he is a critical performer for that defense. I don't think it changed the game. Their defense did not struggle until the late fourth quarter. The extra point, I mean, that's the missed extra point. Did that cost the 49ers the game? Probably not. Probably not. It changed. It allowed the Chiefs to keep the playbook open because you have a lethal kicker in Kansas City. It allowed the Chiefs to keep the playbook open.
Yeah, and I think for the 49ers, the other thing is the areas of concern headed into the game, your kicker, your quarterback, making mistakes like that. Those two largely were pretty reliable for you. I thought Brock Purdy had a great game.
I thought he was very solid.
I thought Jake Moody made some big kicks for you. You had that one that got blocked and he clearly made that mistake, kicked it way too low. But other than that, I mean, he was pretty good, And if you'd asked me last week, hey, the 49ers are going to lose because why? I wouldn't have said, yeah, Kyle Shanahan's going to stop going left out of bunch formations. Yeah, that one wasn't high up the list, yet here we are talking about it. And that's where I say in the NFL so many times, I feel like I said it all season long, do what you do and do it at a high level. Your best play out left is better than what they can do on defense. Yet you go away from it. I just couldn't believe it.
It is remarkable that they stopped running left, especially on third down late in the game. I just to go away from it altogether for the third quarter, come back to it for most of the fourth quarter, and then stop running left. It's incredible.
Because you had an opportunity. If you're the 49ers, you had an opportunity to put that game away. You are up 3 and you had the ball. And there was like 4.5 minutes left or whatever it was. And all you had to do was run the clock out, which, again, I don't know why you were passing in that situation. You should have been running. But all you had to do was run that clock down.
Yeah.
And you got it down to the 2-minute warning, and there was like 1:56 left. And he got the ball back, and we all knew that was way too much time.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man. If I'm Kyle Shanahan, I'm probably kicking myself this morning. No question about it.
Yeah, I think you probably do not want to go back and watch that third quarter. Harry Austin said the guard Spencer Buford is from UTSA with the key block. Go Runners.
Guys.
Special teams is what hurt the 49ers. Blocked extra point.
Hi, this is James. Welcome back.
Mistake on the punt return. You have to excel in all three areas. I don't think it's a mistake on the punt return. I don't know how you avoid that. And it's been much bandied about. Obviously, it's going to happen more because of this play in the Super Bowl. There's no way to avoid that guy getting hit by that kick. It is, you can say that the returner was very clearly yelling. You can't hear it in a Super Bowl stadium. You feel terrible for the guy that got hit by the ball, but that's not why they lost the game. It ultimately, well, it played a part in them losing the game very clearly because they went down and scored on the Valdez-Scantling touchdown. But, you just feel like the Chiefs executed in critical moments. And I think really they just had a better game plan in critical moments because Andy Reid is a legend.
Yeah, I thought that the play calling in overtime for the 49ers was still
too conservative.
Yeah, just like average, conservative, nothing special type stuff. And I that's to me why you lost in overtime. You lost because, again, not to be a broken record, you just went away from what you do. And when you do that, you're going to lose. And so what did the Chiefs do? The Chiefs did what they had to do. The Chiefs didn't go away from what they do or do what they do. They just did what they had to do. And whether that was Mahomes running or running corn dog to win the game or, Butker hitting from, I think it was 57, like you did what you had to do. And that's the difference.
And they deserve a lot of credit for that.
Yeah.
And Donuts, there was something wrong with Kittle. Lingering issue maybe. He did make a trip to he had a shoulder injury at the end of the game. But you can't just not throw him the foot. If he would not have been out in the route if he could not catch the football. And clearly they threw him the football on one of their biggest plays of the game. He was healthy enough to play. I think, and I'm probably making too much out of it because, again, the two plays where they showed him wide open, Ayuk made one play and Jennings made another. So it's hard to say, well, you should have thrown him the ball because you made two really critical plays when you didn't. But it's a little surprising that a guy that's carried you wasn't part of the game plan. That was surprising to me. Boyd Lake, Shanahan got away from using McCaffrey for a bit, and it cost the 49ers. It did. There's no doubt about it. Absolutely. Mad Cat, good morning, Monty Crew. That was a game where both teams were even in all categories. Yeah.
They weren't even on the sideline, dude.
I thought Kyle Shanahan had a really bad third quarter. And then the play in overtime, I always believe in deferring. The exactly what Tony Romo said, which I thought Tony Romo had a pretty good call last night, but I thought he made a really good point. You want the football third in overtime. And hey, if I go down and score a touchdown, they got to match me, and then I know that I got to beat them. Okay, I get that way of thinking. But your defense had dominated for long stretches of that game. Give them the football and play defense. And I think he just didn't do it. I don't know that they didn't lose the game because of that. But all of these cumulative issues, whether it is on the punt, with Homie getting hit in the foot on the punt, whether it is terrible play calling in the third, whether it is the missed extra point, you can't have these issues, 3-4 issues in a game and expect to win that game against an elite coach.
Yeah.
I think that's really what it comes down to. Boyd Lake. So why did Kelce assault Andy Reid? That was weird. No one likes this whiner version of Travis Kelce. I don't think he's a whiner at all. I think Andy Reid should have had him in the game and did not. Should have had him in the game. And a critical block was missed, and it led to a turnover. And I think that's what Kelce was upset about.
Yeah.
Notice what happened after that. Their offense was much better and much more cohesive. And I think it probably woke him up a little bit. So, What's up? Gumby Fresh Out says first. Of course. Every day.
Of course. Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah.
Dalton Kincaid, Brant Keithy, Bowers, all amazing tight ends that will help someone win. Well, Dalton Kincaid's already helping the Bills. I don't know. Brant Keithy's got to stay healthy, and he's got to show he can stay healthy.
Facts.
That's Brock Bowers. We'll see what he turns into. We'll see. But there is no doubt that currently the blueprint to win big games in the NFL is quality quarterback and a tight end. That combination really works. And you have to have multiple. You either have to have superstar talent outside or multiple talent outside.
Exactly.
And I think that the Chiefs are not very talented in the skill position. In skill positions, especially comparatively speaking, Pacheco and McKinnon are not on most other rosters special performers. On this roster, they're pretty special performers.
Well, and I think your point about, coaching up mediocre backs, like having 3 or 4 backs that can be, 400-yard backs probably for a season, 500-yard backs maybe, but having a couple of those guys that, when you need them to, will bulldoze a few guys and will make plays. Like, it's like what you said about that throwback across play where they get the chip, right? Like that type of detail is what you're looking for out of running backs in pass pro, what you're looking for out of running backs who are going out to the flat. You don't need them to be like Hall of Fame caliber guys. I don't need Walter Payton back there making dudes look silly.
But you can't be Kadarius Toney.
Exactly.
You need Pacheco to catch and run the football. You can't fumble. You need Mecole Hardman to make that corn dog route catch. He did. You need Marquez Valdes-Scantling to run a good, not great route. He did. Because when you have a quarterback the caliber of a Patrick Mahomes, you don't need superstars. It's what Tom Brady is known for, right? You made average to mediocre talent look elite because the football was in the right place and at the right time.
Yes.
And you had, again, I look at this comparison to the Chiefs and the Patriots. I get it. They're built very similarly. I'm not going to say that they're better than the Patriots. And I don't think we should be comparing the two. But again, the Patriots won 3 Super Bowls in 5 years. Twice. You've got 6 Super Bowls between Belichick and Brady. They won 6 together. You still have to double what you've already done if you're the Chiefs to catch that.
Right.
Do you know the longevity that's going to take?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to take Reid and Patty for 20 years, I think. I mean, in the NFL, like in the NBA, you can get away with it in a 10-year run. Like in the NBA, you can go out and win 3, 4, 5 of them in 10 years if you really have good organizational chemistry and culture and guys want to stay. You can go out and do that in the NBA. But in football, that's not how it works. I mean, you look at the gap. I think inside of those 6 rings in New England, I think it was between 2005 and 2019, I believe, was the gap between the two. I'd have to go back and look, but there was a gap there where they hadn't won the Super Bowl, and I think it was 8 seasons or whatever it was. And so for Reid and Mahomes, you just got to keep this thing together for 20 years. That's the number in the NFL if you want to go and hunt down the Patriots. 20 years of staying healthy, of good play calls, of continuing to make the average guy better. And if you can do that, you're going to be in that greatest of all time conversation. But you are not better, and I hope everyone agrees on this. He is not better than Tom Brady until he eclipses 7 Super Bowls. And I think we need to be real careful being yeah, wow, Patrick Mahomes is the greatest of all time. No, Tom Brady's the greatest of all time until you go out and show you can win more than he can.
100%. 100%. The Calford Axe, the Niners trying to beat the Bills from the 90s for most consecutive Super Bowl losses, dude. I think now you got to ask questions about Kyle Shanahan.
By the way, while you're bringing up the Bills, can we look at this logo real quick? This thing, the Bills put out this graphic last night.
What are you doing?
What do you notice about the Super Bowl trophy? And it's subtle, right? I didn't even notice this until my guy here pointed this out. It's wide right, bro. Why would you put it there?
What are you doing?
You're an idiot.
What are you doing? But yet this is who the Buffalo Bills are. This is who the Bills are. I see a bunch of you commenting about the commercials. What do you guys make of the Robert Kennedy Jr. commercial?
I mean,
his people are really pit. Did you guys see this commercial? So it's not even close. The most controversial commercial of the Super Bowl. My wife was pissed when it ran. And I was like, what? It's a Super Bowl. It's a political season. So a couple of facts around the Kennedy commercial. There is some question as to whether he was authorized to use because he's ostracized from the Kennedy family. I think most people know this. So the Kennedy Trust has apparently in the past sent him to cease and desist notices from using RFK and JFK's images and other Kennedy family images. Well, a super PAC bought the commercial for him. They paid $7 million for this commercial. It runs with a bunch of his family photos in it. He apologizes for it running and says he didn't authorize it, yet it's still pinned to his Twitter account. Should political ads be allowed in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I mean, I think that we like to make this kind of a convenient conversation. Like you want to say, oh, well, we can run an ad for Dunkin' Donuts with Ben Affleck, but no, we can't run a political ad because we don't like dude's politics. And I'm not even saying I like his politics because I don't, but that's not the point. The point is that there was money paid to run an ad.
$7 million.
Okay, great. You want to spend $7 million to run your ad for 30 seconds or whatever it was? Great. Cool. I don't have a problem with that. Like, yeah, is it a turnoff because the political ad is, chopped into a block of ads that are just all type of different lifestyle, random stuff that we would expect? Yeah, there's a little bit of turnoff there. But if you're RFK's campaign, isn't that what you're looking for? You're looking to be the splash in the pan guy. That's your only chance. Hey, we have to get in front of as many people as possible who maybe aren't going to take the time to go and look at our stuff. What better way to do that than the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I think you should be able to run whatever ads you want.
Yeah.
I think we try to mix politics and sports, and I understand, from a theory perspective, they run very close to each other. I don't need, like, everybody's, all upset that presidents don't do interviews on the Super Bowl anymore. And that, but is there anybody who thinks it's a good idea for, like, Donald Trump refused to do it? Is there anybody who thinks it's a good idea for Joe Biden, especially this past Sunday, to be doing an interview? Anybody think that's a good idea? No. I don't think that's a good idea. You're not in a political cycle where homeboy apparently can't talk, right? Like, it's going to be very, I think, in my opinion, if you have the bread, you do what you want with your money.
Mm-hmm.
I wish that we would keep playoffs out of, or politics out of sports. I do. Yeah. I hate it. But if you want to spend $7 million on a Super Bowl commercial, knock yourself out.
Agreed.
It's your money. You do what you want to do. We want freedom, but we don't want other people to have the freedom.
Mm-hmm.
$7 million. You go do you, man.
And it's okay. Like, it's cool to be frustrated about it. That's fine. I mean, if that's your reaction, that's fine. But I'm not cool with where we got to outlaw this or outlaw that, because then that's just bias and more the same, man. Like, It's the same thing.
Boyd Lake Reed probably won't make 3 more, unfortunately. Well, there's that. He's not a young man. That is very certain. Aaron Wilson, good morning to you. Boyd Lake says wide right, LOL. What were the Bills thinking? Boyd also says the RFK Jr. was fine. Yeah, his politics aren't the issue. It's his. It's not his. It's a super PAC a Donald Trump super PAC paid for the ad.
Yeah,
that's the other part that you have to consider. Mad Cat, what do the 49ers do this offseason? I don't know. Because you didn't get outplayed. You got outcoached. That's the part that you just can't. I mean, like the CMC touchdown, the Jennings touchdown, those are great play calls. You know, like, I mean, you had really good field goal kicking, except the extra point. You had really dominant special teams play, except where the punt hit the guy's foot.
Mm-hmm.
Like Wisnowski was unbelievable last night. Yet the punt hit the guy's foot. I think you got out-coached in the second half.
Yeah.
But are you going to fire Kyle Shanahan? You're not. You're not. Right? Nobody's
You're not
talking
firing
about
him.
that.
He just went to the Super Bowl.
Nobody's talking about that. You have a generational quarterback, it looks like. You still have really good talent on the outside. You have a dominant defense led by the best linebacker in the NFL. Chase Young and Nick Bosa dominated.
Yeah, that duo is nasty.
You have everything you need to have, man. You have Christian McCaffrey, one of the dominant offensive players in the NFL. You got out-coached. And maybe it's not the end of the world because you got out-coached by one of the GOATs.
Yeah.
So, Gumby fresh out. No political ads, no interview with the president, just football, damn it. I agree. I would love them not to take political ads.
But my point is, like, this is one 30-second commercial in 4 hours, and we're like, oh, my God, politics is infiltrating football. It's not like it was every commercial break. It's not like we had, Biden, Trump, RFK, Vivek. Like, it's not like we had everybody.
Don't forget Nikki and her husband.
Nikki and her long-lost husband who actually is serving our country.
Can you believe he said that? So Nikki Haley's husband is deployed in Africa?
Yeah.
And Donald Trump's like, oh, her husband's not even around. Her husband doesn't even come out to her rallies. Yeah.
Sir, he's deployed in a forward territory. He's in Africa defending our country.
She's all like, what are we doing?
So my point is, we're all sitting here like, oh, man, gosh, no politics.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here saying I don't think there really was politics last night. There was one ad in 4 hours. Like, I think it's fine, man.
Yeah, I don't think it's the end of the world. I really don't. OG Gary, if you have the money, you should be able to run ads. See, that's what I think. It's dangerous to censor who can advertise and who can't.
Agreed. Completely.
I totally agree. So, Giggity, good morning, sir. When a family speaks about a politician, listen, seriously. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, different show.
Yeah.
Mike Smith, not a fan of him, but if they can pay for the ad, they should be allowed to have an ad. Yep. Matt Ritson, State Farm was the best with Schwarzenegger was good. My wife loved that commercial. My wife kind of is a litmus test for what's funny and what's not because I don't have a sense of humor. I'm just, little Monty over here.
Lil Monty.
We had pretty good food yesterday, though.
Yes.
We had some, I still don't understand the difference between a flautas and a taquito, but we had flautas for lunch.
A taquito, the difference is a taquito's deep fried and a flautas is not.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. Anyway, we had flautas for lunch. We had taquitos for lunch. And then we had taco bar for dinner.
Bomb.
Dude, if you're not putting freshly chopped tomatoes and lettuce on your
tacos,
oh my God. And you've got to get the tortillas that you have to heat up on the stovetop. Get the raw flour tortillas.
Raw.
And then you get the Gordon Ramsay's pans. Mrs. Monty and I bought Gordon Ramsay's hexagon anal pans. Okay. And they're really good.
Macaque.
Yeah, they're really good. They cost about that much. They're really good.
Yeah.
And we made some raw tortillas, heated them up. I split a taco with Mrs. Monty. Hey,
Monty.
And I melted cheese between two tortillas and then made it a taco shell. Amazing.
Bomb. Now, that's not as good as what we're going to get to later in the show, the Taco Bell value menu.
Oh, yeah, we got to do that story.
But yes, that was very much amazing.
Hour number 2 of the Monty Show, presented by our good friends at Big O Tires and American Fork. Big O Tires and American Fork, your total car care experts. They present Jake Retzloff, BYU starting quarterback, joins us every Wednesday morning at 7 or Thursday?
Thursday.
Same thing. Thursday at 7:30. Jake Retzloff joins us all summer long. Looking forward to talking to Jake. That'll be fun. I thought he was really good. I was disappointed he didn't wear the BYU t-shirt. But he did wear a pimp-ass Nike BYU weightlifting sweatshirt.
Yes.
But Big O Tires, American Fork, make sure you go in. Tell them you heard about it on the Monty Show. Ask them for the Michelin Cross Climate 2s. Best tire I've ever owned. Get your oil change. Get your alignments. Get your brakes done. Get your lube oil filter total care done. Tint your windows. I've had all those things done at Big O Tires and American Fork, and they just don't miss. You can count on quality customer service. The owner works in the store. Ryan's your guy. Go tell him, hey, get on his social media. Get on his Instagram. Find Big O Tires and American Fork and comment, hey, heard about you guys on the Monty Show. Hey, heard about you on the Monty Show. Hook it up. Big O Tires, American Fork, Instagram. Let them know where you heard about it. And then when you need tires, car care, check engine lights, oil, go see Ryan and the guys at Big O Tires and American Fork. Tell them you heard about it on the Monty Show. A couple more on the Super Bowl because we got to get to the death spiral of college football. And this Jed Fish rumor is wild. Sean Rollins, good morning. Good to see you. Big Blue Horses, don't care. Show it, don't show it. Time to focus on pro days and the draft. Maybe spring ball. Definitely in time for the Masters.
Yes. I am ready for the spring warmth to hit.
Oh, God.
I'm ready for warm it up. Let's get the golf tournaments going. I'm ready.
I've been bitching about it was cold in Utah this weekend.
Yes, it was.
It was cold. I was in the hot tub on Saturday night, and it was so cold. The water's 100 degrees in the hot tub, right? And it's so cold that my face was like my cheeks were freezing. It was that cold. My ears were cold. My hair had ice in it because it was that cold outside. I'm ready for golf weather.
Yeah.
I truly am. Chris E., are the 49ers going to pay Chase Young? I don't know.
I would. Dude, I would. That D-line was outstanding last night.
You're not concerned about the plays he took off in the NFC Championship game?
No, because he balled out last night.
Yeah, he was very good last night. No doubt about it. I love Stone Cold with the mullet. Me too. Good ad. Aaron Wilson, back to college football and basketball. The boys in Lubbock. Mike Phillips, good morning. No political ads in an election year. Dream on. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's an election cycle. You're going to get them, right? I'd rather see Stone Cold Aaron doing Super Bowl commercials.
Stone Cold.
The Calford Axe. Flautists are made by rolling. I don't care.
Monty, guys.
By rolling and filling inside a large tortilla, while taquitos are made with smaller tortillas. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
You know, it's fine.
Thank you.
Buck up your Super Bowl with Bucked Up featuring Stone Cold Aaron. Exactly. The Monty Ghost. I had a ghost thing last night.
What happened?
I got wokied at like 3:30. I got woke because you know I'm woke. I got woken up at 3:30 by a noise. And I swear it was my closet door. Swear to whoever you swear to.
So you wake up and what happens? Like what's
my closet door was open.
But it's never open.
Never open.
Like all the way open? Or
yeah.
like just cracked?
No, it was open.
That's weird, dude.
It was open.
That's weird, bro.
And I was like, what in the hell? I think it was it one? I don't remember. 1:30, 3:30. In the middle of the night, I got woke up and my closet, my bedroom door was open. I have two big closet doors in my bedroom. No, I don't know. Mike Smith, get your freak on at Big O Tires. Exactly right.
Do it.
UW fan. Jim, I can remember a time when you took a leak during the commercial breaks. Me too. Not anymore. Very cold in Lubbock. We got our first snow. Okay. Did you get your heater fixed? How'd that whole thing turn out? Mike Smith, I must have been on a piss break as I missed Stone Cold advert.
Stone Cold.
Dakota Tubbs, I have the best O's at the Big O Tires. Exactly right. Dakota also says tomahawk chop with me.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if it wasn't disrespectful to certain, never mind. Different show. Monty's ghost came out of the closet after Monty was watching Post Malone's Package. I'm not the one. I'm not the one being asked to grow a George Michael.
Hiscock.
That's not me on this show.
Dude, you were meat gazing on Post Malone.
How could you not?
Dude.
How could you not?
Yeah. And they were doing the low angle too, which makes it so much worse, bro.
What am I supposed to think? That's just like an extension of the mic stand.
Holden Middick.
Put a cross in your closet if it goes upside down. Sell your home. Exactly.
God bless.
Brandon Butler, Rhino was just messing with your closet for the ass vacuum.
Yeah, that's what he was looking for.
Dude.
That's kind of sketch, though, dude.
It was. It just is.
Like, that's weird. Like, so you're saying the sound of the door opening?
Yeah, because it squeaks.
Yeah.
It goes.
No, nothing to see there. Nothing to see. No problems.
I don't know. We got this new blanket comforter thing. We had a weighted blanket, too heavy, too hot. And I'm in an age now where I'm getting hot flashes. And yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if I believe in ghosts or not. All I know is our new comforter is a little heavier, and I sleep great under it.
Nice.
And I don't like ghosts. Mrs. Monty says they're not real, so they're not real. There's nothing to talk about. Just ask her. How much can Monty watch when he can't see? How can Monty watch when he can't see?
What does that mean, dude?
I don't know.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Mike Smith, his cock. Exactly.
Yeah, dude.
This show is afraid of being offensive. Then why did they let me talk about Putin?
Bro,
Okay.
you're on some different stuff today,
you
bro.
are
Like,
on
I don't
some
know what
different
you're
stuff.
doing, dude.
6K short of fixing my HVA system, so that's probably not going to happen anytime soon. Okay. How like watching YouTube TV on 4K last night? I did not watch it in 4K. I know they're rolling that out. Jake figured out the back button on YouTube.
Yeah, because I'm a
TV.
genius and stuff.
We were flipping back and forth in the first quarter between the WM Phoenix Open and the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the WM real quick. Now, I used to live in Phoenix. I did a nickel upstate in Phoenix. And Phoenix sucks to live there. It's hot all the time.
Right.
Now, the golf there is amazing. There's a lot to like about Scottsdale.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why anybody thought the Waste Management Phoenix Open would end well. So if you didn't see it, the WM, and if you've never been, and Jake and I have been, I think, 2 years to the tournament.
Yeah.
It essentially is a shit show. It is a bunch of drunk people watching a golf tournament and partying and yelling and screaming. And the Golf Channel had Smiley Kaufman, like they were broadcasting from the 16th hole, right? Why did you think this would end well? A streaker did a headlong dive into a bunker on the 16th, which is the stadium hole. It was a bad look for golf. Several of the fans not on the 16th hole were yelling and screaming at other golfers. There were several incidents of drunk people being injured. A woman fell out of the third story at the 16th with non-life-threatening injuries. You had people passed out drunk on walkways. And somehow people thought this would end well. Well, now they're talking about eliminating alcohol sales on the 16th hole. And Jake, I just think now that the horse is out of the barn, I don't know that there's any way to fix this, and especially by not selling alcohol.
And I think the 16th hole at the Waste Management has always been a conversation. It's always been a thing where it's like, hey, is this a great thing for golf? Is this a bad thing for golf? Like it's always been a controversial situation. And I think the alcohol portion of the WM Open is a big deal because it's Scottsdale. It's already a party town. We all know that. We know how many people, like it's fitting that Nick Taylor won this tournament with how many Canadians come down to Scottsdale for the winter in Scottsdale. And I think that, the tournament just gets out of hand. It becomes a thing where it is about the fans and their raucous ass behavior rather than the golf, because without the golf, you wouldn't have the 16th hole. And that's what bothers me about this is it's like, I'm all for it. Hey, you want to go to a golf tournament, you want to get drunk, you want to have a good time. That's great. Go ahead and do that. But we can't be getting drunk to the point where we think it's okay to fall out a 3-story, whatever building stands, or where we're doing snow angels in the bunker, or where we're streaking on the green. Like, it's not cool. And I think, like there were all kinds of videos and stuff going around, and you look at them and it's like, dude, like these people are tossed. Like there's fighting videos, there's all kinds of stuff. And by the way, also need to be pointed out that the weather did not help the situation. Because it was wet, people were slipping left and right because of how drunk they were.
And they had nothing to do for, at one point, 6 hours. You just kept selling beer and alcohol. Like, I understand that people already view golf as like a snooty, snobby thing. But I'm telling you, this is different.
Yeah.
And I think that people don't take it seriously that these guys are out there trying to make a living. There quite literally are golfers that are living tournament to tournament financially, where you're making $1,000 and that's got to keep your career going and pay your bills. Like, it is not an easy living. And I think we focus on, oh, look at Scotty Scheffler. He's a multimillionaire. Sure he is. But is he the average golfer? He's not. The average golfer has trouble making cuts and affording travel between tournaments. The average golfer doesn't have the ability to hit elite shots when somebody is yelling in their backswing. And I think we forget that these guys are out there trying to make a living, and yet we're over-serving people, in my opinion. We're selling too much alcohol. And if that's not the case, why did you cut off alcohol sales?
Mm-hmm.
Because there was too much drunk and disorderly. And the cops were getting there. It came to a point where apparently the cops at the event were overwhelmed with drunk and disorderly. So they had to cut off alcohol sales. It's wild to me.
And I think you look around golf at the majors, like you look at the Masters, and why do you think that they don't let people get tossed at the Masters like that to this level? Because there's no stopping them. Like, how are you going to stop the mass of humanity walking around the golf course? You're not. So you have to manage the crowd, man. And it used to be a thing where we talked about the crowd, like at the Masters on the 18th, when you're walking down to go win the tournament. We all know that video where Tiger's walking and the crowd like essentially engulfs him. Like, that was a conversation in golf, but this has taken it to another level. And I just think it's not an excuse to be like, it's Scottsdale and it's a stadium hole. And oh my God, this is amazing. Like, literally the town shuts down for this golf tournament. Like, the entire focus for 4 days is that golf tournament. That's it. Like, Frank Lloyd Wright and Scottsdale Road is not where you want to be.
No.
And I look at places like, I understand why the Kierland Commons love the golf tournament. Everyone gets lit. Old Town lit after that tournament every single day. I get it. It helps the local economy. I'm not even saying that you shouldn't do the tournament, but what I am saying is that there has to be a way to limit and control the crowd on some level. And this year, that did not happen. And as far as, the Zach Johnson thing is him just being tired of hearing someone chirping at him. But, like, I can't get down with people who jump the rope and go and jump in the bunker and think that that's funny.
Billy Horschel having that run-in with a fan, like Jordan Spieth is trying to hit a shot and fans are yelling and screaming while he's, like, what are we doing? Yeah, maybe I'm just being golf guy. I don't know.
But I think there's a limit, even if you're not golf guy. Like, I agree. Like, I watch golf not for the dumbass fan, but for world-class talent like Jordan Spieth. Like, I want to see him make that great shot. I want to see Charlie Hoffman and Nick Taylor go back and forth and grind that thing out. Notice there was no freaking people running across the course during the playoff, right? Because everyone knew, hey, this is a big deal. You're not going to be that guy in that moment. But when it's Friday and there's been like an 8-hour delay, people get bored. And that's when people get in trouble.
Yep.
So the idea that you kept feeding them is absolutely bonkers to me.
Yep. Giggity says the waste management shit show. Exactly right. Exactly.
Yeah, Giggity knows what it is.
WM is garbage. See what he did there? Waste management.
Mm-hmm.
The Monty goes, cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Walmart in Phoenix. Exactly. Your time managed wastefully here at the Waste Management Open.
Right?
Not good. Not good at all. People were also being idiots on the sidelines. Billy Horschel was having to go at folks for talking and being rowdy while players are in the middle of their swings. It's just unforgivable, man. Like, just be better about it. Hyped up on bucked up in large sums of money is a recipe for disaster.
And I think the other thing with golf, dude, it's the only professional sport where they're literally standing on the playing field, man. They're standing a foot away from a golfer in some instances.
And most times it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Most times it's not. Yeah. The Calford X, golf and tennis are not for getting turned up. They're not. Go to spring training to get drunk. Right? Like, that's what, yeah.
Because I think, like, at spring training, they have the facility to handle you, right? Like, you're not going to, if you're going to run onto a Major League Baseball field, you're going to get dropped.
Yeah.
Like, you just know that.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just saying. Mike Smith says this is a sleepy Monday morning. I think there's a lot going on, which we're going to get to here in a minute. Aaron Wilson. Okay. That's fine. Definitely Mike. Mike Smith, got to take care of yourself, Aaron Wilson. You do. Getting drunk at spring training sounds like a voice of experience. We talked about this last night too. I don't understand getting blackout drunk, where you had people of all ages, mind you, who paid really good money. It's hundreds of dollars to get a pass for the 16th hole. Getting blackout drunk, where you're passed out in your seat, getting escorted out, where you are so drunk you fell down the stairs and you were passed out at the bottom of the stairs to the point where they had to come and physically remove you, where you cannot walk straight down a sidewalk. You're so drunk. You fall out of a grandstand and you end up in the hospital because I've never understood it.
Yeah.
I don't. Is college football in a death spiral? This Chip Kelly story is very revealing. So Chip Kelly, the head coach at UCLA, leaves UCLA to go to the Ohio State.
Right.
To be the offensive coordinator, where Bill O'Brien had left to go be the head coach at BC. His dream job, totally get it. But are we in a situation now where NIL and the portal have absolutely destroyed the enjoyment of college sports? I think if we're not there, we're very close. Because I look at this situation with UCLA and I don't know what you do. You're in a space where the best head coaches are not going to take your job because they've just taken other jobs. Like the meltdown over Jed Fish this weekend. Apparently, Jason Scheer at Wildcat Authority. And this is what I say. I like Jason Scheer. I think he does really good work. But ultimately, at the end of the day, what is Jason Scheer? He is a fan of Arizona athletics. And he runs this Wildcat Authority site, which I guess is 247 Sports. I don't subscribe. I don't read. It is what it is. He reported over the weekend that Jed Fish is interviewed for the UCLA job.
Mm-hmm.
And it turned into Jed Fish is in Cabo San Lucas. Oh my God, he's interviewing for the job. Well, then Bruce Feldman, an actual paid journalist, reached out and talked to Jed Fish, who straight away denied it. I have not interviewed for the UCLA job, nor would I ever. And I just say to myself, this is where we are in college sports, where we have fans who are now being called credible sources. Are we in a bad place with college sports?
I don't know that we're in a bad place. I think that we're in a changing time, though. I think that there's two pieces of this conversation. Number one, head coaches making different decisions than they would have in the past. Like, on one hand, I totally understand why Chip Kelly went to Ohio State. It makes a lot of sense to me. Yes, you were the head coach at UCLA, but UCLA is going to struggle to recruit the best talent and, ultimately contend for a national championship. Even as an offensive coordinator, you're going to be right in the middle of the college football playoff conversation the entire year. You're going to have access to better talent, access to bigger names. Okay, totally get it, Chip. I understand. But what's difficult is your point about how there's really no getting away from the fact that, yeah, head coaches are leaving head coaching because they're tired of dealing with the politics of NIL.
They're leaving. Head coaches in college football are leaving to go be coordinators in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of head coaches who are leaving to go be coordinators in other schools because they just don't want the headache. And there was a lot of people, again, message board guy this weekend was all about, well, Chip Kelly just wants to replace Ryan Day in 5 years. And it's like, I really don't think he does. I think Chip Kelly just doesn't want to be the head coach at UCLA. And being the offensive coordinator at Ohio State is not a bad gig.
No.
At all. And it's just the struggle right now to want to in college football. It's not college basketball, it's college football. The want to in college football is very low for head coaches right now. And I think the news cycle now where we have message board tough guy being, like an official source is wild to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild. Like it makes this is the old Twitter conundrum. Why do I not engage with people on Twitter and why do I not answer DMs?
Yeah.
Because for what? Like there's no win out of it. And when you have, like, this is the On 3 discussion we've had for so long. On 3 never gets stories right. And yet, what do you get? Well, Monty, neither do you. Okay, cool, man. That's great. Everybody's a tough guy now.
Mm.
And so, like, you have, message board guys saying that Jed Fish absolutely interviewed for this job. And Jed Fish telling Bruce Feldman, I never interviewed for the job and nor would I. I don't know. What do you make of that?
Yeah, what I make of it is that I think that, I think that Jason did a great job through realignment and, the Pac-12 stuff and obviously Arizona in the Big 12 situation, the $240 million, mistake, if that's what we want to call it, situation. Like, generally speaking, he does a pretty good job. I think that the problem is with Twitter that anytime you get even the slightest thing wrong, it's like the old joke we tell on the show. You spelled Rudy Gilbert's name wrong one time, and that means that you don't know anything about the Jazz. That's the culture on Twitter. So we wind up getting a situation where, Jason goes on this thing where now it's like, hey, I'm not going to be on here for the sake of my mental health. And it's like, dude.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, he tweeted that I sometime after the original Jed Fish thing and basically just said that, I'm not going to be on Twitter except for just posting my article and just seeing what's trending. That's essentially what he said. And so it puts guys like him in a situation where they don't want to be on Twitter anymore. And I get that. I understand that. But it's what we've always said, man. There's always going to be someone hating. There's always going to be someone, saying that you're an idiot or that you're, a jackass or whatever the case may be. And so to me, I think that college football is extremely volatile, whether you're a head coach, whether you're message board reporter guy, whether you're us, like it's volatile.
But at some point, college football has to fix itself because it's stuff like this Jed Fish story where a message board guy got all the way to a reporter who then went to Jed Fish directly. Like, what are we doing? And it's because guys like Chip Kelly leave for offensive coordinator jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because I think college football has become this dirty, disgusting industry where money controls everything. And there is no such thing as ethics and morals anymore. And maybe there hasn't been, and we all thought we were living in this utopic world.
Mm-hmm.
But I think college football has a real problem at this point. I think it is a big, big problem.
Well,
I think
you look at what Saban said. I mean, Saban all but said that's partially why he retired. Like he was tired of dealing with the nonsense. He was tired of trying to coach kids in a dynamic where they could leave because again, it's the whole idea of, hey, if the kid can leave whenever, They're just going to leave when it gets hard instead of learning the lesson of battling through the adversity and coming out the other side, much better than you were when you started. And that's why guys like Chip Kelly or Nick Saban or any of the guys who have left the college ranks to go to the league for coordinator jobs do that. Because when you're in the league specifically, there's no NIL port. There's none of this nonsense. You're just out here trying to win football games.
Yeah, I don't know how you fix college football. I think it is in a really dark and ugly place.
And to me, it's why TV makes so much sense for Nick Saban. Well, Nick Saban just got to roll up to the set and talk football. It's not hard.
Yeah, I don't know why you would want to be a head football coach at the college level. I have no idea. It is incredibly soulless work. It is one of those things where you can do the best job that you can do, and Jim Harbaugh will forever be a cheating liar who ran away from NCAA punishment to go to the LA Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what the issue with that is? The LA Chargers were happy to have him. So it doesn't matter what you do. You can just go to the NFL and be a coach.
Yeah.
It's wild to me that we have no morals and no ethics in college football anymore. And it leads to like the one of the crazy parts about the Jason Shear Arizona story, where everybody's conspiracy theories that, the Jaden Delora assault Kate, like,
what are we doing?
What are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing? It's crazy. I think it is an ugly, ugly, dark time for college sports. And I don't see it getting better. I think if you are somebody that's a swim coach, a stick and ball coach, a golf coach, okay, cool. If you are a football or to a much lesser extent a basketball coach, I think you have to ask yourself twice what you're doing.
Totally agree.
I don't know why you would. Mike Smith, that Kelly UCLA thing is weird. Did they not fire him because of a buyout? No. I think they just are so broke financially at UCLA. And they have to give so much money to Cal. And you're just in a place where you're never going to be financially free at UCLA.
Mm-hmm.
It is no longer, and it's the ultimate win for USC fanboys because you are no longer relevant at UCLA. You're going into the Big Ten as a travel partner, and you're not going to win big games, I don't think. You're not going to be able to compete at the highest level at UCLA because you don't have the money, and you're not probably going to rehab the Rose Bowl, and your games are going to be empty in a massive 100,000 seat stadium. You're going to have 25, 30,000 fans. It's brutal.
Mm-hmm.
UCLA is not a place where it's easy to win.
No, and I think it's turned into a stepping stone job. Go to UCLA, coach there for a couple of seasons. It's like the Alabama Nick Saban at Michigan State. Hey, you won. I can't remember off the top of my head, like 6 games or whatever it was. Like you were above 500. You got that program into a better spot, and then you went on to the next job. That's what UCLA is going to be in the Big Ten. Absolutely.
They're going to be Nebraska.
Yeah.
They just don't matter.
Yeah.
Chip thinks he's replacing Day in a year or two. I don't think that's what he thinks. I don't
even think it's what he wants. Furthermore,
I don't either. I really don't. I think the Bill O'Brien decision makes total sense. Low leverage, not a lot of pressure. It's my hometown. Let me go back and really enjoy the twilight of my career.
Yes.
Because these guys make so much money now that they don't have to coach in their 70s. I don't know why you would ever want to be a head coach. I really don't. Gumby fresh out, but I thought UCLA was a brand. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Mad Cat, college football is going down a black hole, and I don't know how you pull it back out. I really don't. Big Daddy Magic.
Oh, boy.
Hey, playa.
Big Daddy Magic.
Only thing I know is my beloved University of Utah just to play the clown college every year, and that's the rivalry of the century.
Victor's the way.
Okay. He got dunked on again this weekend. Tanner Plummer. What's up, Tanner? I think to a certain extent, yes, NIL and the portal have damaged the enjoyment of college football, but I think it is what it is. We're still going to be watching no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Boyd Lake fan board guy makes it big, apparently. Gumby Fresh Out. Do you even have sources, bro? Yeah, trust me, bro, is my main source. You know? Like I love on Twitter last week. So I'll check my Twitter notifications.
Just so that the app doesn't say you've got like 100 notifications.
Maybe once a week.
Yeah.
And usually what I do is I hit the bell and it takes me all the way to the top and then I go and read my feed. I almost never read my DMs because why? But last week I go to the top of my notifications and this guy had tweeted a video of our show and I'm just like, thank you. Thank you for everybody who came to our show and commented. Love it. Thank you for making me money. Like everything is about perspective, right? Everything. This guy trying to hate on me, he doesn't know me. It's not personal. And he was at me because I said that Ochai Agbaji was going to get traded on the morning of the trade deadline. And he tweeted it, and a bunch of people came to our channel and watched videos and commented.
Appreciate you, dog.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
I love it. No, I don't think we are in a bad space in college football. I think things are heating up and maybe even a boiling point. But I think the powers that be will cut the heat before it gets bad or actually boils. It's too late. It's already bad. You don't have fans that are happy.
Mm-hmm.
How are you a fan of Stanford and you're actually excited for football? How are you a fan of UCLA and you are excited for football?
You're not.
You're not. You're not at all. You're not whatsoever. Tanner, Twitter really is the modern day hyena den. Absolutely.
The
no
hyena
doubt.
den.
Kaufman, how are you, dude? Good to see
What's up,
you.
buddy?
Danny Salazar, the halftime show was awful. I thought Usher was amazing.
Dude, why is everybody hating on Usher? Like, hell, I need to understand this. Like, what was it about this halftime show that you were not about? Like, what was it, the roller skates, or like what are we hating on?
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea.
Because I thought that they did a great job. I thought that they played the Gen X. I thought they played the millennials. You played to your core money making demographics with that halftime show, and I thought it was really smart, man. Really smart to keep Ludacris and Lil Jon in your back pocket till about halfway, 3/4 through. And then to turn that thing up another notch was awesome, man.
When you had Lil Jon in the crowd, that was awesome. I'm watching Patrick Mahomes highlights right now. God damn, that is a good quarterback. That guy's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Okay. That to state the master of the obvious. Brandon Butler, the problem is there is way too much media. That is opinion and not news. Speculation and fantasy trades that are thrown out as fact. You have to verify everything yourself. And again, it's the struggle that we have because we've talked about this on the show. We don't report anything that's not double sourced, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like two people confirming the same story, same news, same information. Yeah. Hey, who's your sources, bro? I demand you name your sources. Yeah. Let me just go ahead and tweet out who told me what. And I think the problem is now, there are a lot of people, and this is not new. We've talked about this with like the Jazz are a perfect example of this. The Jazz call us, right? Like we don't call them. And people like, you don't have sources. Never mind that we got the Gobert trade right. Never mind that we got the Donnie trade right.
Yeah.
Like we had some issues with Jordan Clarkson, but overall
The Joe Ingles situation.
Joe Ingles trade, like we've been pretty nails on it. Right? Will Hardy being hired as a head coach, nails on it. People in the organization questioning the desire of the owner to win and win a championship absolutely is happening. But the problem is everybody wants to be a source. So now it's not enough that somebody is calling you and saying, hey, this is me. Here's what I do. I have some information for you. Now you got to like double and triple check that.
Yes.
Like it's wild, dude. It's not fun anymore. This gig is not, it's fun to sit here and talk sports. That's enjoyable. I hate answering my phone.
Yeah.
I hate it.
It's a pain in the ass.
I don't know how people work in radio anymore. I think your soul is dying. Honest to goodness. This show is fun. It's super enjoyable. I like it. interacting with listeners and fans. It's great.
Yeah.
It's everything else that goes with it that just is not fun anymore. It's not fun calling and talking to people, and it's not fun trying to figure out what's truth and what's a lie and what message board warrior is trying to put out there.
Yes.
The business has changed, and it's changed because so many people have a podcast. And I think it's really hurt college sports a lot. I truly think it's hurt college sports a lot. Robert Fowler, 247 is a joke. They also reported Pete Carroll interviewed for the Alabama OC job. I heard that. Shane Rollins, it's cold in Northeast Ohio. Columbus isn't bad at all. It definitely isn't for everyone. I'm tired of cold weather. Man. I am. Bailey Dietrich, speaking of college football, did you hear that Chip Kelly is going to Columbus, Ohio, as Ohio State's offensive coordinator? I hadn't heard that.
Bro.
I hadn't heard that.
You have to be trolling. Honestly, you have to be trolling with that comment.
UW fan Jim, there will always be 100 coaches for every job. It has become a much harder job, but there will never be a shortage of coaches. I totally agree. I think there will always be guys willing to take the job.
Yeah.
The Calford Axe, Calamony. Exactly. UCLA is in deep. Gumby fresh out. Win big games against Minnesota, Indiana, Rutgers, and Purdue. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that Rutgers win, bro.
Guys.
Absolutely. Put it on the resume. First highlight on the reel, bro. Calford, maybe they can get Jim Moore Jr. back from UConn. Oh, Jimmy. Remember Jim Moore Jr.? The optimist in me says that maybe the hyena den that is Twitter will keep fans who act like reporters accountable and call them out for their BS. But that's the optimist in me. It never happened.
That's bullshit.
It never happened because everybody's like, oh, dude, I've heard.
Yeah, man.
You haven't heard. Come on. It's wild to me. It's just wild to me. All right, couple more. Dakota Tubbs. I love Gumby even though he's a YouTube thought criminal.
Okay, can you define what a thought criminal is?
Okay. I love the Monty Show Grum in the casuals in the chat. No, Gumby. We love you.
Stay hard.
We do. Lopes fan Gabe, yes, hit the like button, casuals. I'm terrible at my job. Had 1,200 people watch the show and only 33 likes. Please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. Please hit the like. Wow. I was rapping.
Please.
Okay. Columbus, Ohio. Drew Dozer says exactly. Marnin. What's up, Marnin? Delaric says, morning, guys. What's up? Everybody make sure you hit the like button. Do you believe that Jed Fish interviewed for the UCLA job? I don't believe he did.
I don't believe for a second because it just doesn't make sense. Washington is a great job. It's a high profile job, more high profile than UCLA in the Big Ten. I think you've got more opportunity. I think that there is a winning culture there. There's a pressure to win there, in my opinion. After what Kalen DeBoer did, there's expectations now because Kalen DeBoer showed you that you can get to the national championship game in a 4-team playoff. So in a 12-team situation, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to get in. So for Jed Fish, no, I don't think he interviewed for the UCLA job. And yes, I do think Washington is a superior job to the UCLA job.
I think UCLA is one of the worst jobs in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Maybe the worst job in the Big Ten, potentially. And it begs the question if Kim Kardashian is still a sex symbol. Kim Kardashian. Just off the top of your head in the comment section. Kim Kardashian.
Kim.
Is she hot or is she not? Because she is being linked to yet another
Cock.
I don't know about that. I'm not sure what they've done or not. But Kim Kardashian is being linked to Odell Beckham Jr.
Ye of kicking nets.
Dude, let's go easy with the ye stuff. That's not good. Did you see that? No. Nope.
Don't.
Not doing it.
Don't.
This Kim Kardashian and this Odell Beckham Jr.
I think these two are a nice fit.
But again, I just ask, and maybe I'm just a red ass. Is Kim Kardashian hot? Knowing what you know about her dashboard.
No. If you're taking into account the list, no, she's not. I can't, dude. That's a non-negotiable. I can't just skip over that, bro.
And I guess the question that I have is it the Ray J that makes it more difficult? Or
was it the Ray J situation?
Or is it the Yee situation?
Which arguably is worse.
I think it's the Yee situation.
I agree.
Because that dog got some fleas.
Buddy is crazy.
I can't do it. I'll be honest with you. Hey, Odell Beckham Jr., maybe you have access to prophylactics that I just don't know exist. And maybe flea collars actually do work well.
Oh my God, just like that. Oh.
I am not putting it in there and expecting a positive outcome.
Daddy.
I can't do it. And this is the thing with Britney Spears. This is the thing. Like, I just can't. I can't do it.
Swift.
Taylor Swift. I can't do it.
I think what's difficult about this is that now looking back, you're like, dude, you were married to Kanye West, bro.
He had open access to your yard
anytime.
And I'm not sure that I can do that.
And look, I get it. Like, you guys were married and everything was great, and then it went down the crapper. Okay, I get it. But I don't know, man. Kim K is she deserves a ton of credit, right? For the business she's been able to do and what she's been able to build. And look, I understand her mom, helped all of them. Totally get it.
Her mom,
got a great start. Started ahead of everybody else. Totally get it. But I do think that when you look at Kim K, it's hard to just be like, yeah, I'm not gonna put any attention to all these people you've been with. I'm not gonna put any attention to, the decisions you've made. I'm not gonna put any mind to the fact that you chose to rebound with Pete Davidson after Kanye.
I thought you said Pete
Davidson.
Davidson.
You know what I mean? Like, that's the one where I'm like, dude, I understand. We all go through it where we need a rebound. I get it. I totally get it. But you're Kim K. Don't you have like kind of a responsibility to be like, yeah, Pete seems a little bit too far below me to be doing that.
And her Pete Davidson, and looking at these photos this morning, her Pete Davidson season
chapter
verse of her song was also the blonde
right
season,
which is kind of tough because of the way she does her makeup and everything. Like, it kind of all blends together and it's a little weird. I'm much more of a brunette Kim K guy than a blonde Kim K guy.
I just cannot believe that they like.
And like, if you're Pete, aren't you just like, yeah, dude, I'm just going with the flow here. I'm just going to be happy-go-lucky guy, low maintenance,
bro.
Keep her as long as I can because I know she's going to leave me. Like,
I can't even. Like, I mean, you guys.
It's crazy, man.
Guys. Are you serious right now, Kim?
Are
you kidding me?
Me?
This is
Donnie, please.
Do you know how much I struggle with like? That you guys, that's Pete Davidson in this
man was a bona fide scrub.
That you are somebody that is. I mean,
my only question for Pete is, how did you do that, bro? Like, how did you make that happen?
Like, was that just a bad decision? That doesn't feel like that a one night stand is a bad decision,
right?
But you went from this right here, Kim Kardashian in the raw, the young uncut Kim Kardashian,
right?
Well, who wasn't uncut for long, but this is her and Ray J.
Dude.
You're going in the wrong direction, sweetheart. You went from this to Pete Davidson, you prick. Like, how does that even happen?
I don't know, dude.
Are you kidding me?
I really don't know, man.
And then and now, like, what are we doing? Yeah. Maybe I'm just out here wilding. I don't know.
I mean, look, Odell is a fine fit to me. I think Odell makes a lot of sense. They're both celebrities. They both live that kind of rich, blingy kind of lifestyle. Like, that makes a lot of sense to me. That doesn't feel like one that's way below her. I feel like that's a pretty even thing.
OBJ.
Yeah, OBJ. I think that's pretty even.
Dakota Tubbs. I wouldn't touch Kim with a 39.5-foot pole.
Okay.
KK was never hot. She was skanky. Oh, bro.
I can't agree with that.
This
dude.
version of, and I don't know if this is pre or post sex tape.
Young and Kim K was elite.
I have to disagree with you on that.
Like, for instance.
Like, I mean, come on now, dude. Are you kidding me?
There, she just looks so
made up.
Yeah, made up, kind of
AI,
doctored, fake. That to me is them just having fun. That's like hey, I'm rebounding. I feel good again.
Let's have some sex with anybody who we can find.
Yeah,
that's what that feels like.
Yeah, and look, and by the way, it needs to be said. Like, I don't even have an issue with that, Kim. Like, I don't have a problem with, hey, I just want to bounce back.
Needs, bro.
Yeah, dude, like, it's cool. Like, I don't think that makes her some bad person, but I do think when you're a celebrity, though, like, when you're on that level, like being Kim K is not being cashier at the store. There's levels to this game, man. So when you're Kim K, your rebound can't be so far below you that it's shocking.
And but that whole family is athlete chaser.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it never ends well.
Yeah. Let's see what Lamar Odom thinks.
Well, how about Tristan Thompson?
It
never ends
Chris
well.
Humphreys.
Come on. She looks like she's made out of rubber and plastic. Seriously. I don't even disagree. The Monty Ghost says, I'm sure this Kim K topic has been done. No, not recently. I'm telling you that we occasionally.
I mean, we've talked about Kim K before, but this is a new development.
With Odell Beckham Jr.?
Yeah.
Like.
And again, Odell's a guy that's gone blonde before too. So that's another thing they have in common.
Oof. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I can't even get excited about that.
No.
OBJ trying to recreate the Swelsey magic, I guess. Yes, Calford, the Kardashian curse is real.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt. Sean Mierzinski, so sick and tired of the Chiefs.
Well,
no, I'm not. I'm not tired of the Chiefs. I think I have a different perspective on that too. I just think when you're this good, you're this good. You've earned your spotlight.
And again, it's not like they blew out the 49ers, man. That was a hard fought play-by-play kind of game. You know, I mean, that's a good win.
Yep, I agree. Danny Salazar, I don't even know what to say about that. Gumby Fresh Out, Kim was high mileage 10 years ago.
Damn, bro.
You're saying she's a depreciated asset. Dakota Tubbs, all of Kim K's relationships and marriages are just a big bucket of mud, butter, water. Well,
mud, butt,
water.
Bro.
Okay. Whatever happened to Kim K and Tristan Thompson? It was Khloe.
Yeah, it was Khloe
Kardashian. They're suing and babies and stuff. Like, you let him cheat on you multiple times. His fault or your fault?
Your fault. His fault the first time, your fault the next time.
Who cares? It's not like you're engaged or something. Hot is hot.
Yeah, but dude, it's the whole fleas analogy, right? Like, I can't. I mean, who the hell knows if she has anything or if it's clean? But even
if
still,
it's clean,
even if it's clean, it's tough, bro. like, that's rough.
I just couldn't. I'd be like, damn, dude. Ray J. And I would probably, if I was going to date her, wouldn't you have to go watch the tape? Right? If you're going to date her, at that point, you're just doing research. You're not watching porn. You're doing research. You're doing a background check.
Yeah, dude. Okay. Here's the list.
Oh, God.
Damon Thomas,
Don't know
Ray
who that
J,
is. Oh,
Nick.
Cannon.
No, Lackey. I can't remember.
Lachey, oh, my God. You don't know who Nick
No,
Lachey
I don't,
is?
dude. I don't. Okay. Lachey, Lackey, like, how am I supposed to know dude's name, bro? Dude's like 80 years old.
Every time I think it can't get worse.
Bro.
Every time I think it can't get worse,
Young Kim K, though.
it gets way worse.
We're talking about Kim K.
Nick Lackey, bro.
Yeah. Nick Cannon.
Yeah, of course. Nick Cannon's run through everybody.
Reggie. Miles Austin.
How do you call Nick Lackey? God damn it. How do you not
Shango
know
Dean?
that? What?
Look, okay, tell me how to pronounce dude's name. Shango?
Django and Shane?
Like, come on, bro.
I don't know. How do you not know how to say Nick Lachey? Like, there's very little. Oh, God, the Nick Cannon pictures. The Nick Cannon pictures. Oh, man. She's done a good job of avoiding the baby daddy drama, though.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
Humphreys, Kanye, Pete Davidson, and now Odell is on the list.
Dude, do you understand that I got to take my socks off to count how many dudes?
Yeah, it's
and like some of the most prolific fertilizers of lawns. Like, just call him Scott's turf builder, right? Like, Nick Cannon, come on.
Buddy rolls in and he's like, yeah, I'm going to seed it.
Seed it. The only positive from, quote, putting it in there would be the STD test result after. Yeah. Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. Pete did it for clicks.
Who are you, Dan Lanning?
Wow. Don't forget about the Chris Humphreys Kim. Well, and the Chris Humphreys Kim is not the worst Kim.
No.
Kim K's body count worse than Taylor Swift. Oh my God.
Lie detector test determined that was a lie.
But the problem is look at who she hangs out with.
Yeah, Blake Lively is.
Blake Lively
Dude,
last night was.
And
this is Sporty Spice, apparently, on the left. Swifty in the middle, and Blake Lively. Yeah. Cheer more, Blake. Cheer more.
Yeah.
That would be great. All right. UW fan Jim, what do you guys think about Ryan Grubb?
Dude, but like,
I'm talking about Kim K.
You roll in here with this?
Wow, it's an amazing.
He has our full respect.
Nobody cares.
Are you trolling with this right here?
Jim, I'm talking about having sex with Kim Kardashian right now. Jim,
Guys, what do you think?
Jimbo?
No, Jimmy is, that was a different reference than,
Yeah, Jimmy Hat.
Yeah.
James?
Yeah. Bud?
I'm talking about Blake Lively and Kim Kardashian. And you want to ask about Ryan Grubb.
You fucking donkey.
Have you had your testosterone checked lately?
Now, if you want to talk about Ryan Reynolds, that's a different thing.
Rexford.
Yeah.
But not Ryan Grubb. Not when we're talking about. Wait, that's exactly right. Mike Smith. Mike Smith, where are you? Right there. Ryan Grubb is dating Kim K now. What's going on? Exactly. Exactly. Ryan Grubb is running a seam route on Kim Kardashian.
Wow.
Gumby, when's Kim gonna date Jake? Jimmy Two Holes? Kimmy. When is Kimmy gonna date Jakey? Jimmy Two Holes? Exactly.
Gonna run the flea flicker.
It's just a test trial. Exactly. You guys, can we? Okay, because speaking of grubs, which are actually insects and bugs in your crotch, they're not. They're in your grass, which is a euphemism. Real quick on Taco Bell. Did you guys see this story that Taco Bell's $3 cravings menu has become so big? Taco Bell's concerned it's costing them money.
Yeah, pull this thing up real quick. Pull this thing up. I put it in there. Okay.
I heard that about you.
Yeah, I know you did. Right. So this menu right here Taco Bell is saying that the nonsense on this menu is doing so well that they're going to have to see if they can keep running it or not.
Listen, I'm going to need you guys to step your taco game up because a stacker is just tortillas and cheese folded in half.
Look at it's a quesadilla that they folded in half, dude. That's all it is.
And how about that cheesy roll up? That's a tortilla with cheese in it. See if you see a pattern. Spicy potato soft taco. That's a tortilla with cheese and tater tots. A cheese bean rice burrito.
Bro.
What are you doing? 3
Going
cheese,
in the bathroom?
3 cheese flatbread, which is just 3 cheese and chicken in a tortilla.
Dude, it's pita.
You can't eat at Taco Bell. You're going to die.
Water butt.
If you get a bean and cheese burrito, you're going to die. I'm just telling you. You know. John Dry. Hey, y'all, just got home from work. Oh, hey, y'all. Hey, John.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, John. The crispy roll-up flautas. Exactly. Yes. Dakota Tubbs. What? People want cheap fast food and not $20 value meals? Imagine my shock. Yeah, the Big Mac.
Yeah, but dude, the time spent on the toilet is prolific, bro.
Brad Smith, I just contracted diarrhea looking at this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude.
Exactly. You can't eat at Taco Bell. Stop it.
If you eat at Taco Bell and expect good things to happen, you're dumb.
It's like the people are like, oh my God, what was it? Papa John's or Little Caesars got wings? Popeyes. Oh my God, Popeyes has $5 wings. Bro, hey, they're $5 wings.
Guys.
You're not eating those.
Guys, I don't know if you know this. They just reshaped the chicken to look like a wing.
Boneless wings are called chicken nuggets. I know. Santa's not real and boneless wings are chicken nuggets. Right? Like, I know
if
you
you're
guys.
You're the guy that says, oh, yeah, guys, we're going to get a 50-piece boneless chicken nugget and eat it with a fork. Get out of here, dude.
Tanner Plummer, Taco Bell equals diarrhea gate. Exactly.
Yes.
$5 Crave Box from Taco Bell and Little Caesars Pizza. Probably the cheapest amount of money for the most food. Dude. Yeah.
I don't know, dude.
Please.
Del Awesome's got a pretty good value.
Del Awesome is a much better option. But can we just at least agree all fast food is junk food? It's crappy, terrible food.
It's brutal.
And I know you guys are tired of hearing me say it. My wife made so much great food yesterday. Vegetable soup, enchiladas for meal prep.
Sweet potatoes and black beans.
Like all this stuff. It course out the butthole. Like it's really good for you.
And then we're going to sit here and wonder why the studio stinks.
I'm going to have a cup of oats. I'm going to have a cup of oats with blueberries this morning. And it's going to be awesome. And the gas is going to be terrible. And I'm going to live to be 100. Not eating the cheese. Oh, the $5 cheesy.
Guys.
Hey, man, can I get a tortilla with cheese? Do you mean a stacker?
Note the price on the potato bowl right there.
Which one, please? The cheesy Fiesta potatoes, $2.59, 240 calories.
Dude, come on.
Be better.
Come on, dude.
The Monty Show presented by The Advocates, theadvocates.com. When you are injured by terrible fast food, theadvocates.com, or you get a free consultation because you never pay The Advocates unless and until they win your case. Make sure you tell them you heard about it on The Monty Show. Until tomorrow, say goodbye, Jake.
Goodbye, Jake.